What's going on in Bentown?
Oh, I don't know. It's been a pretty busy week for me, but like all busy weeks, it's gone by in a blur.
Oh man, tell me about it.
Yeah, look, we went to see a movie this week, which I'm not sure when I know we're going to be.
We'll talk about it in a moment.
We'll talk about that on the show.
I wanted to surprise you with something first.
Oh, okay.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, go.
So
for it.
I one of my favourite pastimes when I'm by myself and I have a day to myself, which is usually a weekend. I love to go op
Pants
shopping.
on.
I love to go op shopping for DVDs.
Okay.
And I'm not that interested in Blu-rays or 4Ks. There's a thrill for me finding a DVD. Like a 50-cent DVD is the world to me. And I came across a few. What did I pick up? I picked up the Mod Squad, all right, which I rewatched and enjoyed it more than
I haven't seen since theatrical.
Yeah, you and I, and this has been a recurring thing in my world lately in conversation, and I think you were the one that said it, is that a lot of those films that didn't hold up back then suddenly do because of the caliber of shit we're putting out now. Like, you hold them in comparison, and those crap movies back then are suddenly great.
Yeah. And you've forgiven them. You forgive them for what you wanted at the time and the way that they were marketed.
Yep.
Now you go in with no expectations. You remember it being pretty shit.
Yep.
So when you watch it and you're like,
totally.
That was actually pretty good.
Totally. One that I remember or thinking I loved and turned out I really didn't was that classic, and I say that, in inverted commas.
Air quotes.
Yeah, The Night the Prowler, that Australian movie from the 70s.
Right.
That was just fucking weird. Like, that was directed by Jim Sherman, who had just done Rocky Horror Picture Show. Man, I don't understand it. And I didn't understand it so much that I had to straight away, the second it finished, go back and watch the commentary.
Yeah.
Like, explain this to me, please.
And what did he say?
Well, that was a bit of a self-indulgent, arty-farty kind of commentary. But the lead actress, who I forget her name, everyone will know her if they see her face. Classic Australian actress. You can look it up if you want. She was even getting a little bit pretentious about it, but I'm not even going to go into it. But it was
Mercia Dean Jones.
It was such a disappointment, I must say. But will I go back to it? Who cares? It was 50 cents.
It's the perfect price.
Yeah.
Ruth Cracknell.
She's the mother. She's great in it, I must admit. But it's the daughter who's the lead actress that becomes
Kerry Walker?
Yeah, and she goes around sort of raping men in the night or terrorising men in the night as well. And
Nothing like a good bit of man rape.
Yeah, that's right.
The best kind of rape.
I picked up John Q, which I hadn't seen in a long time. Dude, we're just going to scoot past
Scoot
that.
past Move along.
I picked up He Said, She Said, which I hadn't seen in a long time.
Yeah, right.
The Night We Never Met, that Matthew Broderick film. Picked that up.
Oh, where they live in the same apartment?
Yeah, and don't they swap or something like that?
Yeah, he's there during the day and she's there at night, or vice versa.
Haven't seen that in a long time, but I picked up something that I've been talking about on this show for a long time. It's not available on any streaming platform, and I'm pretty sure you don't have a copy, so I picked it up for you, my friend.
Oh.
I'm just going to pull it out from underneath the desk. There you go.
Oh, toys.
Yes.
Wow.
I wanted to keep it for myself, but I'm like, I already have a copy. And now you can watch it.
Now I can finally watch it. Amazing. Michael Gambon, Joan Cusack. Yeah.
LL Cool J, Robin Wright. It's full of people.
Who else we got in here?
Donald, what's his name from Singing in the Rain? Donald, what's his face?
Donald O'Connor.
O'Connor, that's it. Great movie.
Yeah,
Great movie.
like I know, yeah. After hearing you talk about it, I really wanted to watch it.
Yeah, so
because I'd never seen it. It's my Dead Poet Society.
That's the other thing, when you pick up a cheapie from an op shop and it's not on a streaming service, it's like it feels precious.
Yeah. And this, you know what I love about these too, the old school DVDs, which they don't really do anymore, except for maybe they do on the really big Blu-rays and stuff. But it does have, I can watch this in like French and German with English subtitles. Go back and watch Erin Brockovich in German, especially when it comes to the part where she's giving shit to the other lawyers. Like when she does that whole, you got 2 left feet and fucking ugly shoes. You watch her do that in German, and it is hilarious.
Oh, excellent. I'm going to have to do that. Excellent. But now we can talk about what we saw last week. We went and saw, as I hope everybody has, Furiosa.
Furiosa.
Mad Max Saga, which is the prequel to Fury Road. Mm-hmm. The movie that leads directly into Fury Road, and if you watch these two movies back to back, it's a singular story.
Right.
Dude, I loved it. I loved Fury Road. I like this more.
Yeah, I
And-
hated Fury Road.
Yeah,
I really thoroughly enjoyed this.
I thought it was exceptional in so many ways, and it was a little bit more, I guess, heavy on the CG than what Fury Road was, because Fury Road was very practical and they just augmented with CG. They didn't actually, you know.
Look, I have to admit, I wasn't paying attention to all of that.
Yeah.
What I liked about this was
Story,
story,
dialogue,
and they didn't. Like Fury Road was so over-impressed with the war boys on the pogo sticks
Yeah.
flying around with the
Yeah.
electric guitar and all that kind, like really over self-indulgent.
Well, I mean, but I do love that. Right? So
Overindulgent,
don't let his
self-indulgent.
dissatisfaction with that film, reflect on me, because I love Fury Road. But
I just thought it was just all style and zero substance.
And I don't know if this one, I mean, you'll say yes, but I don't know if it's a better film technically than the Fury Road, but I think it's a more enjoyable film. Like I can connect this with the rest of the franchise in many ways. I think every single installment has been the equal leap in evolution. Like it's a big juxtaposition between 1 and 2, then a big juxtaposition between 2 and 3, 3 and 4, and this is the same kind of thing.
It is. Like I do feel that George Miller has tried to keep the tech under control.
Yeah.
It's not like Star Wars where the further back in time you go, the better the technology is.
And what I love about this franchise in general is George Miller has it mapped out. Like, so in my review, I called in the Tolkien of the post-apocalyptic wasteland, because he's mapped it out. Like, there's an actual geographical grasp that you can have on where things are. So the Citadel, Gastown, Bullet Town, even Bartertown from Beyond Thunderdome, like they have their locations, and you can actually understand that in this film.
Well, that's I have to say that my one fault with this film is the whole geography thing. Yeah. Because
it's all very close in proximity, though. Like
but at the start of the film when they capture the little girl, which is in the trailer.
Yeah.
They bring her back to Chris Hemsworth. Mm-hmm. She won't talk, won't tell her where it is.
Yep.
But they know that those guys have been away for a day.
Yeah.
They've got 1,000 guys on motorcycle. He can't just go, all right, you go. You guys go that way for a day.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We'll find it.
Yeah.
Movie over.
Yeah.
Because they would never bother with, Toe Cutter or any of that, whatever that guy's, what is that guy's name? Who's the...
Oh, the Morton Joe.
Morton Joe.
Yeah.
They would never bother with Morton Joe if they could find where the girl came from.
Well, I mean,
because who needs Bullet Town when you've got an oasis?
And the funny thing is, though,
ruin it.
If you put that question to George Miller, he'll have an answer for you.
Yeah.
And that's what I find interesting. He does have every single character, even the ones in the background, have backstories.
Yeah.
He's mapped it out very thoroughly. But what I found particularly, also before I move on, Chris Hemsworth, I thought he was fantastic.
Yeah.
I really did. That was my biggest skepticism going into this is, I don't know how I'm going to go with Chris.
I was just...
He's great.
Like we went to see it. When we went to see it, we were sitting there with Mark Hartley and Justin King, and they were talking about his fake nose, and they're like, it's not like he was playing like a famous music composer. Like, why did he need the fake nose? I guess just to make him not so pretty.
I think it looked okay. It didn't bother me in the film at all.
No, it doesn't bother me. It didn't bother me in the film, but it's just it bothered me in the marketing before I saw the film. I'm like, why? Like, I know, and I didn't pick it.
Yeah.
When the first trailer dropped, I was like, why does he? It looks weird.
Yeah, but you don't know why. Yeah. But I thought his character was great. He's not quite the lead villain, but he is the lead villain.
Yeah.
And it's this whole him trying to take down the Citadel, and the story was fantastic. But what I found interesting, because I went back afterwards and rewatched Road Warrior and Beyond Thunderdome, and my appreciation for Thunderdome grew exponentially having watched this one.
Right.
And the final act, particularly of Beyond Thunderdome, so much of Fury Road is in that. And then when I read deeper into the backstory, George Miller conceived Fury Road straight after making Beyond Thunderdome. Because you can see that final chase sequence with the train and all the kids. Some of those kids, particularly one of them, is a war boy with the white face and the black eyes. Like, that was conceived back then in the 80s.
They just never should have... I think the big mistake he made with Fury Road, aside from the complete lack of plot, is he should have kept Max out of it. It should have just been
I don't disagree.
Mad Max Saga. And if it would have been Furiosa and that storyline,
I don't disagree because that also
Fine.
would have left room for Mel Gibson to come back. You know, once he's
Yeah.
atoned for his supposed sins and all this
Well,
kind of
I
stuff.
wonder if is it going to be like Star Wars, where they've done the 3
Yeah.
prior ones, and now they're going to do 3 post movies with Mel.
Well, the next one coming,
It's
I
not like
believe,
Mel's in a
is
position. It's not like Mel's too big now to come back.
no, but I know that George Miller initially wanted him to be in the role, but when he fell out of favour because he's what he's said and whatnot got cancelled essentially.
He
They
just
just
wanted a good night
couldn't.
BJ. Like there's
Yeah, but
who doesn't?
but they
I
just
pay extra at hotels if they come around and knock on your door. At
no
night.
one was going to invest in that movie right
Yeah.
at that time. But now you could bring him back, I think, but. Because they had Tom Hardy and they de-aged the character a bit, it threw it out of whack and almost made this an alternative timeline. Nevertheless, I think you can separate the original trilogy from this new series. I think the next one coming is Wasteland. I think that's the name of it.
And is that going to be a prequel again?
No, it's going to be, I think, Furiosa story beyond Fury Road.